strange paranormal activity caught on camera. An individual reporting that the sun has been talking to him, and a baby hammerhead shark falls from the sky in South Carolina. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to some of the strange and more questionable clips that I could find on TikTok. Let's get into it.
This AI can literally visualize your dreams, and the wildest part is you can actually build it yourself. It's called Dream Recorder by a company called Modem, and it's a device that captures your dreams and plays them back as cinematic video clips. Here's how it works. You wake up, you tell it what you dreamed, and then the AI brings that memory to life like you're watching a Netflix show directed by your subconscious. And the craziest part is the whole thing is open source, so you can build it yourself with their free guide. If you want to learn how, you can get everything you need to build it at the link in my bio.
I mean, I guess that's cool. It really is no different than just going to ChatGPT and telling that what you dreamt and it coming up with some kind of scenario. But I definitely can see something in the future that hooks up to your head and scans your brain waves as you're sleeping and then renders a story out when you wake up. I definitely can see something like that happening in the future.
Robot company that's trying to develop stuff that regenerates itself with flesh.
Oh,
What? I think it's for war. It's attempting to create some sort of energy out of natural matter. And then the big conspiracy is like they're going to kill the enemy and then eat the enemy so they can keep walking and kill more of the enemy.
so it's just zombies.
Yeah, it's it's a literal company.
Oh yeah, the energetic autonomous tactical robot EATR.
Yeah, Eater.
Who said it was intended to consume vegetation, not animals. One of the robot's inventors told. That's crazy. That it's just like, but it's intended to eat plants. But what if it chooses to eat flesh?
It's called Eater, dude.
Also, why do robots need to eat?
No, it's literally their
energy source.
Yeah.
That's 100% real. That's crazy. I mean, that's the next evolution of it. Obviously, like, I mean, if labs can create lab-grown animals and stuff, I mean, that's just, it's fuel. It's like, they're not real animals.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. But then it's like, what happens if it gets hungry? It gets locked in a house or something.
I see that going real bad.
Yeah, for real.
Dude, your dog's in half when you get home from the grocery store.
Dinner is done.
I mean, that's really resourceful. Imagine if you had a system that's made for deforestation. I'm not saying that I support that. I'm just saying I could see this being done for that cause, where you have machines that just keep feeding themselves exactly what they're tearing down until there's nothing to tear down anymore, and then their job's done. But for common household, I don't really see that being a thing. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments, though.
The world could literally end in a couple of minutes. I mean, with the state of the world, mate, just do it. Like, oh man, I can't be nice anymore. So yeah, this right here could literally end the world in seconds, minutes, hours at most. You probably think the president literally just carries around this button or has it on his desk and it's just like, oh, if you press it, all hell breaks loose. But it's not the case. This is how it actually works. So this thing right here is the nuclear football, which is essentially the big red button or the nuclear codes. Now let's say a big attack was being launched and the president was saying, look, we need to launch the nukes. How simple is it? It's not as simple as you may think. So first of all, he would open up this briefcase, which is always with his Secret Service, but it's not like you could just get in it and launch them all and all hell break loose. So let's say he wanted to launch them. He opens up the briefcase and sees what's inside. He has a code which is memorized to him. No one else would really know it, which he would then punch into this keypad and it would authorize whatever's about to happen. Then it would be sent to the Secret Service high-ranking officials who would basically say, did you mean to do this? Is this actually the president? He then has another code which only they know, which he has to authorize with them. Again, they say, are you sure you want to do this? He has the final authorization and says, yes, let's do it. They will then give him another sequence of codes which he has to enter into this machine before it gets sent to another department. Of course, they have to ask for all these codes quite a lot of times and make sure it is actually the president, not just some random bloke who's gone, yeah, let's do it, mate, come on. Now, after this, there will be a bit of time where the military are actually getting on standby and everybody is getting prepared to do whatever's about to happen. Two people will then be put in a room where they will both have to press, well, two buttons. Now, the reason they do this is so that no one actually has the guilt and knows who actually did it. They do this with execution as well. So two people will press to turn on the electric chair so that you're never sure which one actually worked. Now, when they're standing there, the president has one final say to essentially call this off, but if he wants to go ahead, he gives the final authorization, probably one more code. The guys press it, and it's game over. Seriously, the power that is just in this briefcase, even though it's still contained in so many different areas, it's pretty scary.
I do not know how true any of that information is, but I would hope that there's multiple teams that are behind it, because that's a lot of responsibility just for one person to have control over and say over. There should be second opinions and or backup cases just in case.
This is actually a crazy story. These are footprints in the desert in Mexico, and they are dated 10,000 years old, and they observed these footprints, and what they assume, just judging off the footprints, it was a lady that was running from something, and the footprints, they're a mile long and they don't deviate. They're like a straight line. And every couple hundred yards, looks like she stops and puts someone down. It's a child. And you can see following the tracks is a giant sloth tracks. And it says at one point it looked like it stood up and then back down and was chasing her. And so they go for a mile long and then they just stop, and then it's just her footprints coming back right beside them, but with no child. But the weird thing is, obviously this was like mud or something she was running in.
Yeah.
These footprints were left undisturbed for 10,000 years. So no animal, no human stepped on them. So the theory is something could have happened to just freeze time in that region at that moment, like a cataclysm or something.
Yeah.
So that's why she was running. That's why the sloth could have been running.
They're all running from something.
Yeah.
So I looked this up, and this actually takes place in New Mexico, but overall the story is pretty true. That's a fascinating find. Now, how they date it to be 10,000 years old, I don't know. I'm not a carbon dating expert, but just being able to look back in time like that, I just wonder why there's no more things around that area that show more feet print. But overall, very interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this. Hey, if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying the show, give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I upload a video every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 9 a.m. And I want to thank you guys so much for supporting the channel.
Hey, y'all notice these storms have been escaping the hood? And do you think that's the reason why the term "it's all good in the hood" exists? Who said that? Who said that? Hey, so do y'all think the reason why there's no cure for cancer is because cancer is part of the eternal zodiac wheel and the sun moves through cancer every year? So and the sun is a big proponent of cancer, so that's the reason why there's never gonna be a cure for cancer? Oh my God, who said that? Who said that? Hey. So do y'all think the reason why they changed the thermometers from mercury to digital is because they're able to manipulate the numbers and make it seem like it's not as hot as it really seems? Y'all, the sun is talking to y'all. Go out there and get that. I'm telling y'all, go out there. Listen, y'all, go out there and get that sun. The shift is here. Peace in.
Let me know in the comments. Has the sun talked to you any? Do you believe any of the things that the sun has told you?
In 1964, a US research ship snapped a photo of something weird on the ocean floor. It looked like a metal antenna standing upright in Antarctica. Some say alien technology, but was it just a sponge or something more?
I have never heard of this, so I looked it up, and it's actually a real story. I was almost certain that it was not going to be a true story. This does come from a research ship called the USNS Eltinian, and the first photo that you see in the video is the actual photo. Now, this hasn't been an official study, but scientists have deemed it a very rare deep sea sponge, and I cannot even pronounce the name, so I'm not going to try. And apparently that type of sponge was discovered in 1888, and also scientists suggest that the mechanical appearance is just a coincidence. But again, there's no true actual evidence of what that could be, and I actually find that pretty fascinating. There's only one photograph of this thing, and no one has ever went back to investigate it. That could actually be something. That was right there by Antarctica. That could actually be something more. I would think that people would be more on this topic than any, because this is a true event and no one has gone to investigate further. It may just be a sea sponge, but that's actually really cool and definitely makes me ask some questions.
In 3 days, I will be on a live release to show the public what's never been shown before. Not in a documentary, not in a leak. This isn't speculation. I have confirmed something that's never been proven to the public until now, and the data lined up in a way that changes everything. This is the first time the public will see it.
I've never heard of this content creator, but we'll see in the next 2 days on what this big release is. If any of you have heard about her before, let me know in the comments.
So a baby hammerhead shark fell onto a disc golf course in South Carolina, half a mile from the ocean, mind you. Now, how the hell could it get onto the disc golf course? I have zero idea. The only thing that most people can think of is it would be a bird taking it up and dropping it off, but nobody saw any birds. Some people say, oh, it could have been a portal, it could have been something else. But let's think about this. We just heard about this today, that birds were flying into people's houses confused and terrified, and they don't know what they're doing. They're gnawing at themselves when they get into the people's houses. So if that's true today, and this just happened a couple weeks ago, what's going on in the world? Either A, there's some sort of like chemical problem going on with what they're breathing. The shark, I don't know, could have been being abducted by aliens, and they could have accidentally dropped it with their laser beam. I have zero idea what's going on in the world anymore, but these bird stories and hammerhead shark stories, they're wild, and it's just getting more and more wild. What do you think? Put your comment in the comments section. Locked on your side.
I looked this up and it is actually true, but it is to be believed that a bird dropped it. And there is a number of different hammerhead sharks in South Carolina waters. So I'm not going to say it's not a big shock, because it's definitely a big shock. It's extraordinarily rare, but I'm certain that it was just carried off from a bird. But overall, yeah, that would be crazy to witness.
Fair warning, these photos are going to keep you up tonight. This first photo was taken in a public park by Redditor Swedish Blueberries. Her and her friend were having a rather good time, and they took a selfie. And when they reviewed the selfie, they saw this in the background. Now at first it just looks like a woman standing behind them. But when you zoom in on this thing, that's when it gets a little more creepy. This figure is solid gray. Although it has a human-like shape, there's no visible features at all. It looks like it's looking directly at these women as well as it walks down this road. A lot of people are saying that this could be some sort of tree spirit in the park. This next photo was uploaded to Reddit by Aviation, and it's an old family photo taken in the 60s. The whole family is gathered around for celebration, but there is an extra person in the back. A translucent head is staring at the camera, and it looks like it's crying. What do you guys think about this one? Do you think it's real? Or do you think these photos have been tampered with? Let me know.
When you call it a gray thing, that's kind of rude. That person was probably just having a good time too.
The following video is from a night shift security guard in a department store. He has been documenting the hauntings that have been occurring while he was on shift, and this is the first time he actually captured something on film. As he was making his rounds, he felt something behind him, and when he swings around, he captures what appears to be a child. There shouldn't be anybody there, especially at night. It absolutely terrifies him, and he takes off. Take a look at this footage, comment below, tell me what you think.
What's going on, guys? Making a video. It's been a couple days since I made the last one. I'm feeling good. That was... Yo! Hello? What the f*** going on? Jesus Christ, it was behind me. Me.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a fake video. Best way to narrate everything that you're doing while you're recording. Alright, I'm just gonna look behind me. Honestly, if you're a security guard that works the night shift, that's probably one of the best ways to occupy your time, is come up with like paranormal content. But then you're kind of not doing your job as a security guard. Nonetheless, I'm pretty certain that that was a hoax video. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and in today's video, I'm really sorry that the video was so short. There's a lot going on in the world right now with Iran and the US. And as far as content goes, the media is just full of that. I mean, I personally do watch that stuff on the side, but I do not like to add it on my channel. And also, if you know me, I try to keep only new videos on this channel, not old stuff that I've seen. So that kind of limits the amount of content that I give you guys also. But I hope everything in the world calms down, because it's starting to get really out of hand. And if you're tired of seeing that content, I hope you did find some kind of peace in this video, because I do not add that kind of content very often. And as always, I do want to thank you guys for watching these clips with me. And with that being said, have a good day.